It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hey, guys. Welcome back and happy Tuesday. First of all, I wanted to say thank you guys for sticking with us yesterday. We had a lot coming out, and then today is going to be crazy as well. Jason, Kempire, and I are back to talk about 90 Day Fiance, and then we're back at 2:30 p.m. with Emily D. Baker to have her break down what exactly is going on with Jen and Stu. What does this mean moving forward? I mean, I'm so confused. I'm not confused. Kempire thinks she's going to prison, but I don't know. I just want to hear it from Emily. All right. Well, with that, let's welcome Kempire and Jason. If you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed, as it's a subscribers only live chat. Let's do it. Hey, Kempire. Hey, Jason.
I think she might be going too.
Oh my gosh.
That's why.
We'll wait for Emily.
Yeah.
We'll wait till the official.
Who knows
Sorry.
what she's talking about?
Sorry, Jen Shaw. All right. I don't know where to start with these couples, but I wanted to start. Actually, I do. I always feel bad because this woman has been through so much shit. She's always, getting lied to. I feel like she can't trust this man. She's been catfished, and now she's been fooled again. What do we do?
Favorite couple.
I don't know what to do with her, man. I'm just like, why are we still? We have to put an end to this. This man is not worth your time.
Did you guys notice though when they went back into the bedroom, there was like a smirk on her face, and I was like, "Is this a storyline?"
Yeah, it's TLC. I don't put it past them.
I didn't notice the smirk.
There was not that same anger.
Well, and when I did notice when he told her, by the way, there's actually something I need to tell you. I ended up calling the lawyer and I had him put the paperwork on pause. And she's like, why would you do that? And I'm thinking in my head, that would not have been my reaction. I would have been like, bitch, what?
Yeah. We were more probably angry than she was. I was really surprised, but maybe because she's been doing, the Hare Krishna, and I was like, maybe that's working. But no, I still would have been pissed.
No, see, it's almost like I just don't feel like that was an organic reaction. I feel like she already knew about this, or like you said, maybe this is a storyline, or maybe we'll chalk it up and give her the benefit of the doubt that she's not surprised by anything that he does anymore because he's constantly putting shit on hold.
Damn.
Sumit's mother is a better actress.
I mean, Sumit's mother is mischievous as hell, but I like her.
I love her. She needs a spinoff.
I want to see her and Mama Dorothy.
90 Day Indian Fiance. It'd be amazing. She gets the brides ready to run an Indian home. I think it'd be hilarious.
No,
I mean, that's pretty funny.
No, we can't. Listen. I mean, yes, we could give this woman a platform, but
Step 1, clean your nose.
Oh,
Step 2, clean the kitchen.
My God. Great. Well, I do want to say when it comes to Jenny and Sumit, we still don't have any confirmation unless I'm missing something. Do we have confirmation that as to whether or not they've gotten married? I feel like we don't.
No. But based on the preview for next week, it looks like they do get married. Unless he's a runaway bride.
See the preview.
A runaway groom.
I feel like he is a runaway bride. He is a runaway bride. This man is not sticking around for long. And this is just bullshit. Honestly, to me, I'm just in my head, I'm like, no. And since we're talking about, bullshit, I do want to say, because I can't spend too much time on Jenny and Sumit, only because Sumit just rubs me the wrong way. Guys, go ahead and smash that like button. I want to talk about another couple that just gets me heated, only because I have to get them out of the way. This couple, this is also bullshit. This is bullshit. I love seeing the pan back over, though, when she was in the States and how miserable she was. She gave me Larissa vibes. Yeah. Remember when Larissa was with Colty and she's like, she who is the queen will eventually fall, or what? She's like screaming from the top of the staircase, and she's like, down with you. And I'm like, she didn't want to be there. It looks like Evelyn didn't want to be there. His whole family doesn't even want to be there.
I felt bad for Cory, though, in that moment when he called his brother and they were talking about the rift in the family. And I blame Evelyn for the rift, honestly. I just don't. Cory's not perfect, but I feel like Cory, he's simple-minded. I don't think he could hurt a fly. I know those are the ones you need to watch out for. I'm not gullible. But
I like how it went from also to his brother saying, oh, because of COVID, you know, it's really hard to like be there. And then all of a sudden it was, well, Evelyn is kind of a bitch and we don't really want to come down for the wedding.
He's like, let me just tell you straight up, honestly, you've been in Ecuador. We don't like her. She's been an asshole to us. Sorry. I mean, go ahead, Kempire.
No, pretty much. I mean, that's the way we viewed her on the show. We see her as the one that hates him. She gives off the evil energy. But to see the family, I forgot about the family element that she was in the States at one point. I don't get this relationship. I get what she's getting out of it. I'm trying to understand what he's getting out of it. Is it just a sexual thing? I don't know.
Is it just you know, like when people I have friends that get in these toxic relationships and they feel like they have to win and it makes them feel better and they shouldn't even be in that relationship. It's just kind of a tit for tat kind of situation. And I kind of feel like that is what's happening here. I feel like that is their balance, is this competitive, like, I need to throw you down, you throw me down. And it's just kind of weird.
Like there's a lot of toxicity in this relationship, you know, but I also
just a smidge.
Well, she definitely wears the pants in the relationship too, because when he's sitting down with his only friend in Ecuador and he's like, look, man, you can't come to the wedding because when we went out last time and hung out, you posted a photo or a video of these two girls that were hanging out with us. So even though you're my only friend and you've been there for me, I can't let you come to the wedding. He's like, what?
Is that really a friend? Is that really his friend?
I mean, it's the closest thing he has to a friend at this point. That guy or the two guys who got on the boat and held the sign, like that's all he's really got. He doesn't have Ginny anymore. She took off and she's like, I'm going back to Peru, you ass.
The two guys on the boat were like the best thing about their whole story.
I mean, that's saying
it's such an amazing job on the boat with the sign.
Oh my gosh.
And if you notice when he's talking to his brother and he's explaining that, you know, I really want you to be there and I love her, he just keeps on saying it's like nonsense. He's like, I've been with her because she's the person I love, and that's ultimately because I love her because we're in love. What? Yeah. You're in love? Why? What do you love about her? She kicked your ass out. You cheated on her. You left her when she was in a car accident. She's cheated on you.
Wait. He left because she was like, I needed time away. She then got into a car accident.
Right. But I mean, if we're going to go the true TLC route and add some drama to it, I'm going to say that he left her. He was in the car with her. They were in an accident, and he ended up getting out of the car and leaving her on the side of the road. That is what happened.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm kidding. God, no, that would be
but
shitty.
Even in the picture that you're showing of them as a couple, she looks like she's so disinterested. She always, oh damn, that picture
looks like Tiger King.
That
is.
No. See how much I watched that show.
It looks as if she's not interested, like she's just there for other reasons. I don't feel the love for them. Obviously, there's some sort of connection, be it toxicity. I don't know what it is, but I don't get it. I don't understand it. I understand where she benefits from it. I don't get what he's getting from this relationship.
What does she get from it?
Money. She gets
how much money does this guy? He's always crying broke.
Yeah, but she's always saying, "Oh, you're going to pay for this. You're going to pay for that."
So he's kind of like a sugar daddy, but really not a lot of sugar. It's like,
my question is, what do you guys think about Raul wanting to show up at the wedding anyway?
But this is what I'm saying. That's not his friend. That man, first of all, wanted to be with Evelyn. Then he was ready. Oh, I'm going to tell her that you know what the real deal is. That's not your friend. That man is a backstabber. He's blackmailing you. That's not your friend.
This
honestly, is how lonely Cory is. That's why he's like, family, please come down. They don't even want to be a part of this
Cory,
anymore.
Go home. We talk about Jenny going home. Cory, go home.
Cory, go home. Meet up with Jenny. Have a drink. Talk about your experience and just start over.
Julie said she doesn't want to work. She thinks she is so cute and she should be a kept woman. Kimberly said Jenny and Cory both have self-esteem issues. If you respect yourself, you don't let people treat you like this. And Faith City said allegedly Evelyn has been with about every man in her town, and it'll be as one of the reasons why she's with him and the money. Okay.
My God.
Okay. And someone else said that he did pay for the bar before. Yep. She got $40,000 that he dumped into the bar. Listen, at this point, I feel like Cory needs to cut his losses. Just move back to the United States. I feel like doing this Peter Pan syndrome. Like he's like, do I stay here and I get tortured by Evelyn, or do I end up going back to the United States and then I have to grow up and I don't get to surf every day and like I have to probably work a corporate job that I don't love? That's what I'm going to do. Like, which one does he do? Do I stay in La La Land with Evelyn? What?
Maybe they're using each other then, because he's like, oh, I can escape and live in this other world. You know, this is what I've always wanted to do. And I actually have a girlfriend. So maybe they are sort of using each other, and it just seems on camera that she's the one getting the most out of this.
But what do you think? So my question is, since we know that, like, for example, Mike and Natalie, and guys, if you don't know, when we covered this, that's probably Kempire's favorite couple. Mike and Natalie, when Natalie ends up leaving Mike's ass in Seattle and goes to Florida, and we know that she was filming right here next to Jason and I, not legit,
across the street. So
yeah,
weird.
right, literally right across the street. She gets to stay in America, even though they're getting a divorce. Does he get to stay in Ecuador if they get a divorce? No,
I don't think so.
So they ship his ass back?
He might. I mean, I guess it depends. I'm not sure. Look, I don't live in Ecuador. I don't know their rules, but
you were quick to say no. I said you were quick to say no.
I would assume that it would be a no too. I don't think you just like stick around and like hang out. I don't know.
Maybe there's a period of time. Maybe there's a period of time if he's married to her for a certain period. Some of these, every country is very different when it comes to their immigration laws. I just have a feeling no. I think he would have to be married to her for a while and set up residency. I don't know if he's done that already, but Cory needs to go home. He has no friends there. If he leaves Evelyn, then who's his friend? This man that's trying to blackmail him? Oh no.
Yeah, no.
And I feel like we always get like a different Evelyn too. Like every time, Cory is pretty consistent, but Evelyn is like, she's like, oh baby, or the next day she's like, I hate you, and it's like, oh my god. Like every time I turn on the television, there's an episode of this. It's like we're getting one or the other, Jekyll or Hyde. We're never getting like.
Well,
crazy. I think she's crazy.
And I could be crazy too. So that's a lot coming from Jason, because I feel like I'm like 8 different emotions in the morning, but at least like 4 out of those 8 emotions are nice and kind. And then like I transition into the other part of who I am. And then for Evelyn, I feel like she is just constantly the 4 that are not nice and kind. She's just like, well, today I woke up and Cory's still alive, so I'm going to be an asshole to him and try to ruin his life until his life's actually ruined. And then I'm going to let him go when he has no money.
Yeah.
And I love that the hashtag changed from free Kempire to free Cory.
Exactly. Free Cory, free Jenny. But they both had the freedom to come back to the U.S. I get why Cory might want to be down there because, even Evelyn said, because he's this white American down there, they treat him very differently. So that's probably part of the reason why he likes, here he's like no one. But in Ecuador, people probably like, oh, hello, hola. So
you're the stupid white man. That's right. It's you. I saw you on TV.
We heard so much about you. She hates you. She tells us all the time. It's crazy. All right. Well, I'm going to switch things up really quick and go to Ariella and Binium because there were a few holes in their story that I missed and I didn't really understand. She's making it sound like Ethiopia, which is huge. She's making it sound like Ethiopia is so small she can't go back there because she's completely been embarrassed by his actions. The family's going to laugh at her. Her friends are going to laugh at her.
We are.
You think so?
We are.
We are going to laugh at her.
Oh, we're going to laugh at her.
It turned out to be a good thing in the end because right now with everything happening over there, that's not the place you want to be. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, to me, it's
so
silly that
over there right now.
Ariella is like, so they find out about this K1 visa process and Ariella is in her mind like, oh, I don't know if I can go to that interview in 19 days because that's so soon. And the attorney's like, you need to bring your ass to that interview. You need to make sure you're there because it's going to look very fishy if he shows up by himself and they're like, okay, where's your partner? Yeah. And he's like, well, she don't want to come.
She's in Kenya.
But she's in Kenya.
We know that Binium was in New York, right? He was doing that boxing tournament. So he's been to the United States. I wonder if he was here on a temporary visa or if
he got his K1 visa. He definitely got his K1 visa.
You think so?
Yeah.
Do you think that because if you look at Ariella's social media, it seems like she's in Ethiopia, or at least not in the United States. Do you think that they'll move to the US?
I think that's contractual. I think, we have to remember Instagram and what it does. It's an illusion, and they're on a show, so they can't really divulge too much. I mean, already a lot has been divulged in regards to him, fighting here. I'm surprised they were even allowed to do any of that stuff. But I don't look, this was a plot and a plan that she had. They were inevitably always going to come back here. I believe her mom and dad are sponsoring him to come here. I'm actually surprised that it went through, because it's so hard, especially coming from the African countries, to come to the United States on a K-1 visa. We've seen it.
Do his ex-wife has to be like just freaking out, thinking, okay, I ran away from this man. I took our kid. He's never going to see him again. I came back to the US and you're stuck in Ethiopia. And now he's like,
but you think or she's sort of like, okay, that's fine. I didn't want to stay in Ethiopia, but at least now you can be here for your kid and you can help out with your kid.
I mean, the kid doesn't even know who he is at this point. He hasn't had any contact with the kid, and the kid's like a little adult. It's probably walking around saying full sentences and whatnot.
Well, I think the kid's like 9 years old.
See? That's what I mean. I think they learned to read and write by that time. So that's what I'm saying. Like, he's going to be like, I'm Papa. They're going to be like, I don't know who the hell you are.
I think they made it dramatic for TLC, but I'm sure that there was communication. I think there's no physical contact, but I definitely am sure they did like video chats and whatnot.
Yeah. Okay.
I hope so.
Do you think Binium made enough effort to try to be a better partner for Ariella, or do you think that it's just going to fall apart again?
They're not in love.
You don't think they're in love?
No. None of these people are in love. I don't think.
I think Kenny and Armando are in love.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but for Ariella, I guess that's a question that I have too. And if he is, if you think that he definitely got his K-1 visa, people, as much as you want to say they're not, and I'm sure I'm going to get backlash for this, people are still invested in their storyline because they have a little family and they want to know, are they going to make it work? And if they come to America, people are going to want to see that, just like they want to see Kenny and Armando. So are we going to catch them on Happily Ever After?
Yeah, we are.
Damn it, man.
I predicted that would be there. But I'm actually interested in seeing the reunion between Vinny and his other child, and that relationship and how that plays out. I'm kind of over Ariella. Once we play this out on Happily Ever After, let's be done with them.
Okay. Yeah, I do want to see I want to see his wife. I want to get her story.
And I'm sure she's beautiful. And
she is. Have you not seen photos of her?
No. I haven't.
Oh my God, she's so pretty. Hold on, let me see.
If I get pictures of her. But I've been saying this before. Like, I can see them playing this out, this reunion on Happily Ever After. I think that would be fantastic. It makes complete sense to me, other than what we've gotten this past season on Happily Ever After. And also, sidebar, I saw Angela on TikTok live with Michael. So they're still together.
What?
Wait, she was live with who?
But separate.
Michael.
Oh God.
He's still in Nigeria though.
Good old Angela. You can always count on her. Okay, so if you guys haven't seen Binium's ex-wife, I just wanted to pull up photos of her really quick. This is him and her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the baby kind of looks like baby Avi.
Yeah,
the genes are strong.
Yeah.
This is when they got married.
Oh yeah, I did see this picture.
Yeah,
I don't think she's that cute either. You know who's cute? The girl.
I mean, she's a little better than
the ex-girlfriend. Is cute. She was.
Oh
beautiful.
Yeah, she's stunning.
Yeah,
she's stunning, and she's like, I don't know why you left me for these two American girls, because. Look at this. And he's like, I don't know. I'm trying to get to America. So it is what it is. But if he does, I don't think he's trying. I don't think he wants to come to America at all, to be honest with you. I think he wants to come here as much as Elena wants to come here. But I would wonder though, because most of his work is dancing in clubs and trying to be a musician. What would he do for work in the United States? Like, I wonder what kind of job he would jump into.
It looks same. Dancing in clubs.
Dancing at the gay clubs, making some money, getting those ones.
I mean, he could do that. He could go dance at the Abbey.
Yeah. If they live
I had a friend named Jojo. Actually, I still have a friend named Jojo, but I have a friend named Jojo who dances at the Abbey, and he gets up there and twerks, and sometimes he rakes in good money. I mean, he'll twerk anywhere. He'll you'll go out to dinner with him and he'll jump on the table and twerk. Like there's no twerk filter for JoJo, but he makes money doing it. Jason was always like, this is ridiculous. We would go and you start walking down the road with this guy and he's like, twerk, 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 twerk. And you're like looking at him and he would just scream it. He'd be like, Cardi B, and start screaming through the neighborhood. And you're like, okay, JoJo, what are we doing?
At least he's getting paid for it though. Other times.
That's true.
That's true.
All right. Well, since you guys are over this couple and we're over this couple and we don't know what's going to happen with this couple.
Wait. We got to go back to Jenny and submit. The end of the episode, I forgot her name. I apologize. The woman that she was speaking to at the temple gave her sound advice. And she was like,
the best advice.
Yes. I was like, I love this. And this was a perfect ending.
Yeah, no. And it's true. She's like, this guy, I agree with the fact that Samit doesn't respect her. And she's like, you need to make moves. You need to do shit for yourself because right now he's not listening because, well, you have no backbone. It's almost like I feel their situation like a parent telling a kid, well, if you do that again, watch what happens. And the kid's like, pushing the buttons, waiting to see what the reaction is. And then if you don't give him a reaction, the kid's just going to keep pushing the button.
And you heard what Jenny said, though. Jenny was like, Sumit's the only person. She's never felt a love like this before. And I believe that. I've said it before. I believe that they're soulmates. However, at this point, girl, you need to take your soul back to Florida.
No, she was in Palm Springs.
Palm Springs, yeah.
Even better. Take it back to Palm Springs.
Right. I know. I was like, I would be in Palm Springs in 2 seconds. Bye.
But I don't know if you grow up in Palm Springs, though, because Palm Springs is kind of boring.
Have you met Jenny? The cost of living, though, in comparison to India and Palm Springs is dramatically different.
100%. But I mean, I haven't seen any, I don't know what area of whatever, but I just wouldn't, I would love to, I've never visited India. I know you have, but I don't think it's a place I would want to live.
Yeah, I love India and I can't wait to go back. I don't know if it's somewhere I would want to necessarily live, but it's definitely, I always encourage people to go, even though I think a lot of people are scared to go, but I think everyone.
I've heard it's amazing though.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And the way that they're living off of this TLC check, you see their place, it's pretty nice.
I don't think I ever want to live out of the country again after Thailand.
Why?
I'll go visit.
Why?
Well, we were working a lot too.
I mean, listen, as beautiful as Thailand is, I think that Jason said it right. Like my first experience, aside from Mexico and like little places around here in the United States, like being out of the country, it should have been maybe Europe or something. That should have been my first experience and then started to explore from there. But when we went to Thailand and lived there for a couple months, I came back. I think I started crying when I landed in San Francisco. I just wanted a cheeseburger and I was like, oh my God, this is American soil. This is crazy. This is what
we had such different experiences because like I'll eat anything and I just love food, all kinds of food, especially Thai food. I think I gained like 10 pounds there. But
wow,
and Adam's such a finicky eater. So to come to like a new place, especially Thailand, where the food is so exotic compared to ours and different.
Do you remember how? This is how emotional. Jason pointed this out yesterday because we went to a restaurant and I always ordered the same thing at this restaurant by us. And it's just this Korean pork barbecue skewer. And it's like thinly sliced meat. It's really good. And it's simple to get it in and out. And I ordered it yesterday and they're like, well, we actually took that off the menu. And it's like, well, it's right here. They're like, well, we took it off today. So you're not getting that. And I said to Jason, it reminded me, Jason and I went somewhere with this woman who was helping us a lot in Thailand, and she wanted to go to Korean barbecue. And when we sat down, I don't know if we were tired or what, but I was not having it. The food kept coming out. It was everything that I didn't eat. And I was like,
Adam's like, we have to cook it. And I'm like, yes, that's what you actually have to put it on. Yeah.
Yeah. And I always kept on and I would always have to apologize and be like, I'm sorry, I can't eat that. And I would have to lie and say I have an allergy because I couldn't eat a fish with an eye. Like, I'm not doing that. And they would be like, Adam, it's so rude. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm just being rude then. I can't help it. I just can't eat this.
But that's what I love about watching The Other Way is because we're literally transformed into a different country and culture, like every other few minutes. And literally this last one, when we were transported back to India and they were playing the music, I was literally in my house just like,
you having a dance party?
I was having my own little dance party. I was just like, I love this show.
Okay.
I can't like 90 Day. I have to agree because 90 Day Fiance, when they're here or whatever, is it when they're here?
Yeah.
It doesn't do the same thing for me. I have to agree. I love the other way because of that.
Kimberly, are you in Palm Beach? I'm curious because Carrie Adams said millions of people live off of their Social Security in the United States. And Kimberly said, not in Palm Beach. Okay.
Well, we're talking about Palm Springs, and Palm Springs is pretty expensive. So I mean, people do it. But what I'm saying, she, in comparison to what she's doing in India, I'm sure she's like, oh, I can do so much more with this money in India. And I have someone that I believe she loves him. You know, that's one thing. I definitely believe she loves him. And I think he loves her on some level, but he's just emotionally immature. He's shady. He's not trustworthy. I can't submit.
And I feel like, you know, I can understand where Jenny is probably in her mind. Like, I'm so invested into this now. I've moved my whole life. Like, what am I going to go back to? I don't have anything. I have to restart all over again. And I feel like as you get older, that process becomes exhausting. That's why a lot of, you know, elderly people too, sometimes they hate their spouses and they're like, well, shit, I'm 86. You're going to hopefully just kick the bucket soon. So I'm going to stay with your ass, but I really don't want to, but I'm too old to move on. Like, I feel bad for people, but I think Jenny's getting to that place in her life where she's like, I can't keep doing this.
Well, especially if she's just drawn in circles by Sumit. Like, it's just circle. There's never any decision. He's very complicated. For 10 years, you still don't know if you want to get married. And then you go behind her back and have the whole thing reversed with the lawyer. Like, this is just, it's like, who else are you waiting for? Because you two are kind of like a fit pair.
Oh,
you know, like, who else are you going to go find?
Well,
she said she's never experienced a love like this. That's sad to me. Which happens though. I'm not saying it doesn't happen.
I mean, she could have this love.
Oh, damn.
She could have this love. All right. So I do want to move on to the next couple because this is another couple that I don't know if they're going to last. And watching them, I feel so bad for the mom. The mom's like, please don't marry this guy. She seems like she's just a little out of touch. Like, she's trying to trust him. She's happy because Steven's there and that's the only person she needs. So let's get our red dress and get married. No.
Damn.
What was your takeaway from these two?
You know, I was a fan of Steven with a V, like the first episode.
Yeah.
It went downhill from there. But I was actually surprised at this last episode that they were moving forward with the wedding and that looks like they're going to get married, but they're so young. And I always remind you guys that Elena is 20 and he's 25. They're very young. And I think Elena will do anything just to get married.
Yeah, no
girls like her. And I feel like that's what's happening. She will do anything, even not listen to her mom. And no, I want to marry him no matter what, even though there are all kinds of red flags.
It's like that fairy tale. Elena reminds me of one of those girls who grows up, and it's not just girls, guys do it too, but you grow up and you dream of that day that you get married and you get to start the rest of your life with your best friend. And it's almost like you see, okay, that fairy tale could potentially be there. All I have to do is sign those papers. But I think she's too young to realize that it's so much more than that. Like, now you're choosing this person who's throwing himself out in front of taxi cars, just jumping in, chomping in your face. You know what I mean? Like, this is the guy who hooked up with over 100 different girls. This is the person you're deciding. Yeah, this is the person you're deciding to marry, the one who's shoving the Book of Mormon down your throat, but then also not abiding by the same rules.
Do you know she's almost like a mother to him? Like when they're in that office trying to figure out all the paperwork and she's trying to, like, she's telling him to stop doing certain things. It's like she's his mother at certain instances.
I think that might be a cultural thing though, too. Maybe her mom and her dad were like that, where the mom kind of, I don't know. Well, then again, I don't know how it is in Russia because I would just assume, and I don't want to sound ignorant or naive, but I would assume that in Russia, it would be kind of where the man might be in charge, right? I mean, I don't know. Listen, in America, that's not how it was in my house. My mom and my stepmoms were always in charge, but I don't know how it is in Russia. And for her, she seems like you said, she does come off a little bit motherly.
But I also think that's because it's Steven. And now that she's been with him a few months, mind you, I noticed that the show, depending on the scene, the months have passed.
Yeah.
Notice, I'm like, oh, it's how many? You've been in Kenya for 2 months, Avi, Ariella. I'm like, okay. But I think it's because it's Steven, and she's been. I've been with someone like Steven before in the past, where it's sort of like you have to sort of be like a parental figure, and that's not attractive.
Kempire, I'm so sorry.
It's cute for a moment, and then it's like, oh, grow up.
Yeah, no, that's so funny. And I don't know where Jason went, but since he's not here right now, I'm going to tell this story. I actually dated somebody who thought it was so cute to almost like Paris Hilton syndrome. Like, what? I don't know what that means. And I'm like, okay, I actually legitimately don't know what that means. So if I don't know what it means and you're playing like you don't know what it means, we look like two fucking idiots, and I can't be with your ass. I need somebody who's smart and knows what shit means. Yeah. The playing dumb, it gets old. And, I feel like he's very immature too. I think he's way immature for 25. I don't know if that's the normal straight guy thing. Like at 25, just act like you're completely out of it. But it's just, no, it's not.
Who are we talking about? Steven?
It's Steven.
Yeah. All right.
I don't think it's just it's a heterosexual guy, thing.
I take that back.
Yeah. I think it's just Steven. He's an interesting character. Even his parents said that, when we were first introduced to him, he's special. Yeah. But someone in the chat said they think he's a language savant. He definitely knows his languages. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, because he served a Mormon mission in Russia. And we were just talking about this the other day when we were recapping Housewives of Salt Lake City, because we know that Heather served a mission in the south of France. And I usually when you go serve a mission overseas, you spend a good few weeks, or at least I think, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But you go to the mission training center and you learn the language. It's like all the time. It's in your face and you just take on the language. And then, but his Russian is so good. I worked around Russians for so many years. His Russian is just like spot on.
Actually blew my mind. Oh, go ahead, Kempire.
Oh no, I was just saying that he said it. A lot of people are usually impressed by his Russian.
Yeah, that's true.
That's about the only thing we're impressed with Steven. So, when we went, it wasn't to the temple, but in Salt Lake City, we went to a very important building, to the Mormon church.
Conference center, the tabernacle, where the tabernacle choir.
Right.
And, yeah. And
there were these like groups of 2 girls or 2 guys or whatever, and they were missionaries. And I was asking Jason, because they had name tags where it said where they were from. And I said, what are they doing here? Is this them serving their mission? He's like, yes. And I said, so they had to come to Salt Lake City in the snow to serve their mission when other people are going to Mexico or tropical islands. And I said, but you probably get to pick, right? He's like, no, you don't get to pick. He said, it's whatever comes to, is it the pastor, Jason?
The bishop.
The bishop.
Or the bishop or whoever is, calling you, because you're called on a mission, right? So it's a calling. So when you're prepared, they call you on a mission, and then you go on the mission.
Yeah, but can't even.
I have to take 2 seconds because the people are calling me, Adam. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's fine.
Okay.
I was just blown away because I was thinking in my head, can you call the bishop and be like, hey, listen, I know that right now you're about to choose out of the till where you're going to send me for a little bit. And I just want to let you know that I like a good tan. I like pina coladas. Can you send my ass to a beach?
I wouldn't be surprised, though, because you know how everything can be so political and money talks. It wouldn't shock me that depending on your stature in the church, that you could influence where you end up. Because how did Heather end up in the south of France?
I mean, listen, the bishop had a calling and she ended up in the south of France. Okay. And she was marrying Mormon royalty. So
that's what I'm saying. I think depending on the next time you guys go to Salt Lake City, I am coming because I want to see all of this.
I mean, you haven't been, yeah?
No.
Oh my God.
First of all, I don't speak for all Black people, but Black people will agree with me. We don't ski. To
be fair, listen, I'm not Black and I also don't ski. No. This isn't, you don't want to see me skiing. It's not good. Jason kills it. Jason's good with anything sports. And I look like Big Bird on drugs. I'm clumsy as hell. It doesn't make sense.
That's what I was talking about the whole boat story yesterday. It was yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Wow. You did all that and you didn't hurt yourself?
I know. It's crazy, Kempire. I'm a walking accident, I guess. All right. So since we're talking about Steven and Elena, I do want to wrap them up really quick. Welcome back, Jason. Guys, if you haven't already, go ahead and smash that like button. But with Steven and Elena, we know that they're about to get married in 2 days. She's not going the traditional route with her wedding dress shopping. She's going with a red gown. We see that they're supposed to be getting married. Did we get a preview showing them actually tying the knot?
No, I don't recall seeing that.
Yeah, so I'm wondering, and we've seen photos of her out in Greece by herself. Do you think they got married? Or do you think
No,
I would love to see. Oh my God, how funny would it be if all of a sudden Steven, no, this is so shitty, guys. And I apologize. Sometimes I think like this, but Steven goes to the altar and like kisses her goodbye in the morning and is like, okay, babe, I'll see you there. And he's like, this is the last day that we're going to be fiancés, like Kenny and Armando, but she just books it for the airport. She's like, bye.
Booked it for the airport. Well, I mean, booked it.
They've dragged this out for so long. It's last minute now. It's like, I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know about this couple.
Okay. All right. Well, we don't have to keep on with this couple because I feel like nobody knows. And honestly, this is just, they're strange, but this situation is also strange. So Ellie and Victor, I have to say both of them are a little bit out of touch here. Victor saying that it's not all about money. It's not all about money, right? But money helps, especially when you don't have any money. The whole island is going through devastation. You need money to eat, to repair your home, to move through life. And Ellie is the only one who understands that. Victor's like, listen, I just went through a Category 5 hurricane and all you give a shit about is money. What's your problem?
Yeah.
This looks bad.
But, you know, I get where you're saying that you can see both sides of it. Because, yeah, he went through something very traumatic and very conveniently, the hurricane took her engagement ring away. Didn't believe that. But just saying. But what she's saying makes sense because she's like, well, we were going to build this business. Tourism is important. Yes, I understand tourism is new to the island, but that's a good solid 10 years of making money. And that's how I thought we were going to make money. You don't think about money, but I do. Someone needs to be thinking about it.
And, you know, that, I mean, I always feel bad and doomed for couples like this. Like, Jason and I are very different in the way that we spend. Like, I'm super frugal, and Jason doesn't spend a lot of money, but I'm super frugal. But for Ellie and Victor, I think really relationships, they have to be on the same track with this kind of shit. You can't have one person who's like, money's really important. We need to be structured and figure out how we're going to get through life. And then the other person be like, I'm free. No, money doesn't matter. We have each other in the love and nature and
seashells.
And seashells.
And no roof over your head.
And no roof over your head. No, that doesn't work. And we also have to remember this woman has worked her ass off. She has a business. Like, she's done a lot in order to make sure that she is financially set up when it gets to the time that she can't work anymore. That's been her, you know, the track of her mind. Like, okay, I'm going to work. And then eventually I'm going to put away, I'm going to save. And then I'll live a great life on the beach and have tourism help kind of pay some of the bills. Okay, great. This is my plan. And now he's just saying, well, there might not be any tourism. The island's under devastation. We have no money, but it's okay. We have each other.
We got love.
That might have worked for the ex-girlfriend that you cheated on Ellie with, but I don't think it's going to work for Ellie.
No. Do you want to give them, do we give them credit for having an argument and then apologizing and kind of coming to some sort of compromise-ish?
That was the producers forcing them to compromise. I got very much, what was that lady's name that went to the island as well? I forgot her name from, what was it? A 90-Day Fiance. Was it Stephanie? Looney Tunes Stephanie.
Oh, God. Oh, my gosh.
Got those producer vibes in that moment where they sort of made amends in the relationship, and now all of a sudden you're going to propose to her. I was like, all right.
It seemed like very quick.
Yeah.
Too. Just like that, we're back on. We're good.
I made up the night before.
Yeah. And I'm going to have to say the only thing that I want to give Victor credit for out of all of this is probably that chin braid. That's the only thing that he's getting credit for. I mean, aside from that, could you imagine that? See, I'm always thinking about somebody leaving somebody's ass. But if I were with Victor and I found out that you cheated me and gonna work, I'm gonna leave, I would cut off your chin braid in the middle of the night and book it to the airport and be like, gotcha. But
God, Jason, I'm worried for you.
Always, people are always worried about me.
It's okay, Jason. I'll take care of you when the time comes.
Well, that's why the saying is, you better get me before I get you.
Oh my God.
See, why don't you feel bad? You should worry for me, Kempire, because I think he's more vindictive than I am.
What?
Oh.
Okay.
This is hilarious. But wait, I have to say, when they did the whole drone shot after they got engaged, I was like, oh shoot, this island really went through it. You saw all the palm trees.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is rough. I couldn't do it. But she's been doing it. She's back at the pizza shop.
I mean, I feel like we all knew that was going to happen, and I couldn't do it either. Honestly, there's no way I could. I had a hard time. Like I said, and I know we already talked about this, but I had a hard time living in Thailand, and there wasn't devastation. It was just it was a culture shock for me. I couldn't go to an island that has suffered all of this devastation. You don't know where you're going to get your groceries from. You see people who, they lost everything. I'm like an empath. I'll just cry. I'll cry. We were talking about this yesterday because this weekend we're going to help out at this we're
going to Molly's house.
Molly's house. Yeah. Well, I didn't want to say the name of it, but we're going to help out at Molly's house. It's where like families come where they have to get certain procedures done with their kids or anybody in the family who have cancer. So we're going to go help out. And I was telling the people, my aunt and uncle who are putting this together, I was like, I'm going to cry because I'm going to see, one of these kids or something. I can't do it. You can't put me up front. Like I'll look at them and I'll start crying. They're going to wonder why I'm crying. They're going to think I'm a psychopath. And no, I have to be in the back.
It's hard. How long do you guys live in Thailand?
Almost 6 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We had to leave and go to Singapore and then get our passports, whatever, and then go back.
New stamp.
Yeah. A new stamp. Yeah, it was.
I don't think Europe would have been much different because when I was there for 3 weeks, well, it was also a pandemic, so keep that in mind. I think when you're out of your element, you're out of your country, out of what you're used to, it can be challenging. Eventually, you could probably get used to it depending where you are and depending who you are. So I don't know. I don't know if I could do Thailand for 6 months. I'll definitely try 3 though.
I mean,
I was in Japan for 3 years.
Ooh.
And I have to say, like the first part, it took a lot of acclimation, like a lot. But then, like this is one place that I miss all the time. Like I would love to go back.
Okay. I mean, honestly, for me, Europe, I feel like would have been just a little bit easier for me only because of the food situation. I think I would have had more options that I would have been familiar with, as opposed to eat this and I don't know what I'm eating, which is fine for Jason, but just not for Adam. Okay. I'm going to move on to the last couple of the day. We love this couple. Well, right now I just have the photo of him. We love him. Hey, Kenny.
Always I'm about to cry.
Yeah, Kenny, you're an emotional guy.
I wonder what his sign is. He's probably a Cancer or a Pisces.
Yeah, those damn Cancers, they're always crying and shit. He has to be a Cancer.
No, he cries on camera. So I think he's probably a Pisces or Scorpio. Someone get on.
Now I'm really curious. Yeah.
Well,
if you know you're watching, what's up?
I was happy to see the honesty about, the fact that Kenny was honest with Armando, telling him, listen, my daughter's not happy about the idea of us adopting and doesn't really think it's a good idea for us to have a baby because she feels like I'm leaving, that part of my family behind. And when he opened up in his confessional and he told us, I would be lying if I didn't think that there was some sort of resentment from his kids for taking their dad away. I'm like, well, that's good because you're being honest, not only with us, but with yourself. Yeah, they deep down, they hate you, but they love you. But
also,
they hate
he's
you.
a Capricorn.
He's a Capricorn?
Well, as you know, with Femterra, you got to look deeper into the chart.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Because I do not come off like a Cancer.
Cancer rising moon, for sure.
I can't wait with the rising moon.
Deborah said, leave Scorpios alone, Kempire.
Anything. I just said I am the product of 2 Scorpios. Just saying.
What is my dad, Jason?
Man, you gotta ask Jason.
He's a Sagittarius.
No,
he's a Capricorn.
I'm the product of a Capricorn and a Leo.
Oh.
Yeah. That means shit got fucked up. Yeah. Yes, it did. Okay. But for Kenny and Armando, it's the wedding day and there's something that not Kenny, but Armando is worried about. And it's that kiss. He's worried about the kiss because he doesn't want to disgust his dad.
Yeah.
I feel bad for him, but honestly, I feel like I would be in his shoes too. Like, this is why I always say, I wouldn't want a wedding. I don't want eyes on me. I don't want to kiss in front of people. I don't like PDA. Half the time when Jason and I are out together, people wouldn't even know that we're together. But it's only because we're not that touchy-feely. Like, you're not holding my hands. I don't want you to hug me. I don't want you to touch me. Don't put your hand on my back. Like, I'm a weirdo, though.
Yeah,
I know we're just not like that. Well,
how do you feel about that?
You
Jason?
are a weirdo. I'm not a PDA person, so that doesn't bother me at all. Like it just doesn't.
Cancers. That's when you are a Cancer. You guys have that hard shell on the outside, but very soft on the inside.
Exactly.
Yeah, like if I'm in the privacy of my own home, I'm like, good morning. And if I'm outside, I'm like, back up.
I don't mind seeing people like hold hands or put your, like that's fun. That's cool. But when people are like, just like all over each other, it's like, this is uncomfortable and gross to watch. Like, even if, like.
And photos, like when people, like we're going to this Thanksgiving thing and it's so annoying because my family runs around with cameras and they're like, get together, get in the picture. And I'm like, your picture. I don't want to take a picture. And they're like, Adam, Jason, get together. We're doing couple shots. And then where do you like stand? Do you put your arm like this? What do you do? It's weird.
No,
like, let me tell you,
that is weird.
I might have said this before to you, but I'm so awkward with body language and like putting my body near somebody's body. When I was in 8th grade, I went to this homecoming dance and I danced with a girl named Danielle Lane. And she's like, will you come out here and dance on the floor with me? And I was like, yeah, I'll dance. And we didn't know what to do. So I put my hands on her neck and she put her hands on my hips. And I was like, no, this is wrong. And I panicked and I ran out of the cafeteria where the dance was being held because I felt like I looked so stupid. And I ended up calling my stepmom to come pick me up because I was just so embarrassed. But I don't like touching people. I'm awkward.
This is hilarious. We're learning a lot.
Do you though, like, God, I know. Just stop. No, I'm just kidding. What do you? I mean, they're not going to be worried about the kiss. They shouldn't. They shouldn't even let that bother them. I think that's like, if his dad is worried about that, he can do this.
I hope he doesn't do that. But them talking about it, I felt, all of us being gay. I don't want to assume, but at least me being.
You're gay.
You never know. You might identify as something else. I'm just saying. But.
It's true.
I felt it was such a relatable moment, especially when you think about being in the closet, because there is a period where all of us were in the closet. So I understood where he was coming from. And, look, we also see the age difference here and how Kenny's like, I've been out for a very long time. I'm out and I'm proud. I also come from a very different culture than you. They just made it. Well, they just made it legal here, too. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm glad that they're talking about it because I think so many people that can relate to Kenny and Armando related to that moment.
I agree with that.
I agree.
All right.
I agree. And what did you think of, I know this is not my show, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, what did you think about the whole conversation that Kenny and Armando had in the car? By the way, they're always in the car. Like wherever they live is not close to anything. It's beautiful. They have a great view, but they're always driving. Like half of the season, more than maybe 3/4 of the season is Kenny and Armando in the car. That's like where they have their discussions, but it's kind of more intimate. Can you imagine Sumit and Jenny stuck in a car? But the conversation because I feel like they're good at compromising, Kenny and Armando. They hear each other out. They both have needs and wants, but they always kind of compromise and understand each other more than most people, especially on the show. But what did you think about the conversation with about having a kid or starting a family, because Taylor kind of was pretty upset about that?
I think that they, are sweeping first of all, when Kenny said to Armando, let's not focus on this now. Let's get through the wedding. It's like, well, this is a big thing to this is something you might want to work out the kinks on because he wants a kid. He wants to be a dad again. And now you're unsure. You're sharing with us in the confessional that you're like, we'll get to this when it comes. I don't know how I'm feeling, but I don't want to worry about that right now. Well, he needs.
But Kenny has also said though that he wants to also help Armando fulfill his dreams and aspirations and for having a family and stuff too. Like he has said that he is.
But open. I don't think he should take into account his kids. His kids are grown. He's done what he's needed to do for them. Yes, it's okay to have a conversation with them, but what does Kenny want? Does Kenny not want to do it? That's the bigger question. The kid's resenting Armando, that's unimportant. I understand why he's considering it, but at the end of the day, it's unimportant. It's what they want as a couple.
Yeah. I agree with that. And I also think, I mean, playing devil's advocate, I can see why they would be upset or feel like, are you starting this whole new family, especially because they were all so close? But I do agree. Kenny has to do what he feels is right and best for his relationship, because now it's not just Kenny. He can't just worry about himself or what his kids think, because now he has to worry about Armando and Hannah.
Yeah. I mean,
right.
What do you think? Oh, sorry.
No, I just wonder if Armando really wants a kid, or are they just doing this for some sort of storyline? Because it didn't feel genuine to me.
I feel like Armando wants a kid. I think he does.
Well, I mean, Armando should want Kenny, as someone in the chat just said, for Kenny to learn Spanish first.
Just how about that?
Angela said Kenny needs to learn Spanish first. Carrie Edwards said, Adam and Jason, do you guys want a child someday? Well, we have 4. So it's good enough for us.
Maybe.
All right. Well, with that, I'm going to go around the room really quick to help end us off. We're almost at an hour. Guys, what are we looking forward to most from next week on 90 Day? What do you want to see?
I can't wait for Jenny.
Kempire, I'm going to start with you, actually.
Wait, you want to start with me or Jason?
No, I didn't watch the preview, so I don't know what I'm excited for, but go ahead.
I'm excited for Jenny and Submit to get married, and she has the powder. I forgot what they call it. I don't know. It's paint on her face. I'm looking forward to that, and if she gets left at the altar too, because I wouldn't be surprised.
I want to see what happens with Steven and Elena for sure. I want to see if they end up getting married. I think Jason ended up having to take a phone call. So I'm curious who's calling you.
Oh,
no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So I'm going to drop him down. Kempire, thank you so much for helping us carry this today. 90 Day. It's always interesting, but sometimes I like getting other opinions, because Jason literally starts off 90 Day like dreading watching it, and then he's into it after like the first hour, and then when it's over, he's like, "Oh my god, that was terrible." I'm like, "What?"
I love 90 Day. So you want to do 90 Day? Of course, especially the other way, because the other way has been so good in comparison to Happily Ever After or 90 Day, the original one. But this is good. Have you been watching The Single Life?
No.
Ooh.
Oh my god, I can't add another show to my plate. It's making me want to like take my TV and throw it against the wall. I'm like, no more.
Good though.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe I'll think on it. Kempire. Well, I'll be glamping, so maybe I'll need to watch some TV. Speaking of which, there's a new Selling Sunset that's coming out in Tampa.
Yes.
I want to see that too.
That looks really, really good. And I love the little promo that they did. Oh, I was like, oh.
Yeah, they look like they're going to bring it. So I'm excited for that too. I'm excited for something like Netflix. I like when a new Netflix show comes out, like Selling Sunset.
Yeah.
Only because it all comes out at once. You don't really have to cover it. You get to binge it and relax, and you don't have to think about it in like the details of how are we going to present this? How do we structure this to talk about it? It's just like, oh shit, she said that to her. Oh, that's bullshit. And then all of a sudden you're like, wait, that was the whole season? Okay, moving on.
But the only thing about that, and this is the other side of that, is that yes, I love that. But then if we're going to cover it, it's like there's just so much to cover.
That's why I honestly don't really cover, for the most part, I haven't covered Netflix shows because all the episodes come out at once. So you're like, wait a minute, how do I,
Yeah, how do you break that down? But I'm looking forward to Miami.
What were you just talking about?
Selling Tampa.
I can't wait.
See?
Wait, is it Selling Tampa? What is it Selling
Tampa.
Yeah, Selling Tampa.
Selling Tampa. It's a huge, huge market right now. I cannot wait because I love Selling Sunset. And I think this is just so different, and it's such a different market. And I'm so excited. I was showing Adam last night, like right when the little teaser came out.
Right when Lauren B said, "I want more Bling Empire." That's coming too. That's coming too.
Keep up.
All right. Well, with that, Kempire, in case they don't know, will you let them know where we can find you?
Everyone can find me on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. Also, subscribe to my podcast where you get a different level of shade. Kempire Radio on all major podcast platforms.
Jason?
And I do have to apologize for they're going in and out. We have a flat tire. We're getting ready to go to Thanksgiving. So it's just like
was that who that was?
Yeah, it's all done. So that's good. It only took like
oh my god.
It's awesome.
Yeah, guys, that was a pain in the ass. Jason and I went to go somewhere this morning, and all of a sudden there's a screw in our tire, which to be fair, we've known about the screw in our tire for 3 weeks and we haven't done anything.
No, not for 3 weeks, but like 2 weeks. Then we couldn't get an appointment. Then my mom came in town, just so much. And then today it went boosh.
But it was also
it's time.
I feel like that was God's way of saying though to us too, because we're about to drive 2.5 hours to go camping tomorrow on this road that goes to nowhere out in the middle of nowhere. And Jason and I, there's no chance that we're changing a tire on the side of the road. That's not happening. So I feel like
changing it, but yeah.
He was like, the big man upstairs was like, don't try to go camping with that tire. Actually, you know what? You guys don't listen, so I'm just gonna flatten it anyways.
Pretty much. I'm glad you guys fixed that.
Yeah. Can't wait to get that bill. But great. All right, we gotta go pick up the car. Jason, where can we find you, please? And what do you have guys?
You can find me at Down with Jason, and tonight at 11 p.m. we're doing our Below Deck recap on Anchor Watch, which we do every Tuesday at 11 p.m. And tomorrow we will be back at 11 a.m. on Down with Jason with Adam to recap Vanderpump. I was going to say Fools Rules.
Oh. I mean, you might be onto something. Maybe that's the new spinoff. Vanderpump Fools, only on Peacock. All right. Kempire, do you have anything coming up today?
Oh my God. I'm going to do our TLC takeover later today where I cover 90 Day, of course, but also the Family Chantel and any other mess that I'm finding on TLC.
How is Family Chantel this season? I haven't checked it.
It's okay.
The last one was okay.
Yeah, it was really good. The first seasons were great. Season 3, they're about to go to DR, so it's getting a little bit better. So we shall see. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to be doing a Twitter live exclusive of cooking in the kitchen. That should be a mess.
Oh, that's fun.
Fun. All right, guys. We'll go check out Kempire, go check out Jason, and we will see you back here at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today with Emily D. Baker. So, guys, if you haven't already, go ahead and smash that like button. Show some love. Go give Kempire a follow and Jason, and we will see you so very soon. Bye, guys. Bye.